Alright, welcome back to your channel. This is Vitus DK and we'll be extracting data with Python, decoding exams in Cameroon. So in this series, we are actually tackling a real-world challenge, making Cameroon's exam results more accessible and insightful. Right now, these results are published as PDFs, which are a pain to work with. The use of static PDF formats for exam results creates significant inefficiencies and challenges, not just for students and educators, but for parents and institutions alike. These challenges include the limited accessibility, difficulty in data extraction and analysis, and a lack of clear and concise presentation of the information. So, addressing these issues through our innovative solutions, which we're working on right now, will have a potential to significantly improve the educational system in Cameroon, Africa, and worldwide. So, in this episode, we're going to use Python and the PyPDF library to extract the data we need. So to begin, we check the version of Python we're using, and it's version 3.13. And first step we need to do is to create a virtual environment. So we use python-m venv to make a virtual environment called gce_env. That's pretty much just a folder to hold all our particular deliverables. After creating that virtual environment, we go ahead and activate it. Once it's activated, we check the virtual environment just to prove that there are no packages, anything in there, and we are starting with a clean new slate. Now we get to install PyPDF, which is the main thing, the only thing we need for right now to be able to extract that data. Once PyPDF is installed, we can now go ahead and create a new Python script, call it extract all data, and start writing our code. So first step, we need to import the PyPDF package or module that we just installed. Once we go ahead and import that, we can now write a function which is going to take a PDF file that we downloaded and output a text file which we'll be able to see at the end of this short session. So we go ahead and open the PDF file in a binary mode and give it a name or a handle of PDF file. Now we want to go ahead and read every single page on that file. Once we read it, we go ahead and open our text file. If the file is not there, we go ahead and create the file, in write mode as text file. Now, once both of them are open, we can now look through the PDF reader, all the pages. Once we look through them, we extract that information and write it into our text file. That's about it. No big deal. But how do I know all of this? Because I read the documentation for PyPDF too. So there are many versions of PyPDF and they always get updated. So sometimes your code might not work, sometimes it might work, so you have to test it out. You have to make sure you troubleshoot your code for semantic and syntactic errors. So add some comments if you're not sure. Now, to use the function, we need to create variables. Those variables will be the parameters that will pass in line 3. So the variable will be the name of our PDF file and just the name of the output file we need to use. Once we have those variables, we can now pass them into our function and execute it. At the end of the day, we want to print that there is a conclusion or successful completion of the extracted text. Now let's test it out and catch out some errors. Again, you notice that some of those errors, like I pointed out, the changes in the documentation. So fixing the errors carefully, making sure you check the types, looking at the syntax and so on. Read and debug your errors very carefully. There isn't much to it as long as you read you're able to find out what the issue is, identify the line of code, and correct it. Once again, run the application, and this time around it looks like it went through, but we are unable to write to the file. That's because there is some encoding issues, so we need to enforce our encoding to use UTF-8. There are different types of encodings depending on the type of language you're using. So this time around we are successful. The text was extracted successfully. So taking a look at our PDF, we have 376 pages, and they have all been extracted into simple text in our sample.txt file. Scrolling all the way to the bottom, you can now see all our files. Double check the last page, the number of centers, and so on. Next step, we need to extract just the center number and center name. So catch me on the next step. Alright, so in a similar fashion, let's extract just the center number and center names from our document. So again, we're going to iterate through each page in the PDF. We're going to extract the exam center information. This time around, we're going to have a lot of comments in our code so that you can follow along. And then we get to store this information in a text file, and we can take a look at it in future. So enjoy the music, watch and read the comments, and I'll catch you in a few minutes once it's time for us to debug some of the issues that we have with the code. So if you are enjoying so far, please smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you keep track to the end of this wonderful, impactful project. Okay, so let's run this wonderful Python code, and it appears that we have no center numbers showing up. Let's double check our code and also our PDFs. It looks like we should be searching for the start index should be center number, and it appears we are still not picking any center numbers. So the issue might be with the spacing. How do we move forward to make sure the spacing is right? Again, everything else looks good. What we need to do then is probably check the first sample text that we extracted earlier. From there, we can just copy that center number, search, and we can see the number of occurrences. Those are the number of centers we should be getting. But if we search in our code, we don't see that center number in there because the spacing is off. So let's update that spacing and run our code. And voila, looks like it's running perfectly now, but the numbers are off by a little bit, which is not an issue. We are going to spot check and find out which ones, and it might be just an issue with the PDF, the way it's written out. So we are going to update our code the way we are extracting it, and that should be all. So now we have our data in a usable format, and in the next episode we are going to use pandas to clean and organize this data even further. So don't forget, check out the description below for more links. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, because next as well we're going to be creating a web app which is going to showcase our exam data using Flask. Enjoy, and thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.